Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the MGS2 20th anniversary event. We're going to switch gears, leave the MGS series a little bit, but we'll stay with the Kojima family as we have Tapioca running Zone of the Enders. What's up, Tapioca? And take it over.
All right, awesome. What's up, people? I'm Tapioca. I'm running Zone of the Enders, as was just said. HD version because it's a little bit faster. One thing I just want to point out about this run before we get going, this is on 360, right? I did a run of the sequel of this yesterday on PS3. So if you want to run both these games, you need to buy both versions of the HD collection. It is incredibly stupid, and I find that very funny. This game has horrible lag issues on PS3 for some strange reason. But anyway, with that out of the way, let's do a speed run. So I'm ready to get going. We can start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. Ugh, got the pause at the start. That's no good. So Zone of the Enders is a 2001 mech action game. I think this is like produced by Kojima or something. He had some involvement in this, a little bit more than he did in the sequel, where he had literally no involvement and they just slapped his name on the box. But this game pretty famously came out with a demo of MGS2 back in the day. It was up to the Olga fight, I want to say. And this came out a little bit before MGS2 did, so I think famously lots of people bought this game just for that demo, and you know, good strategy on Konami's part, because I don't think anybody would have bought this otherwise. This game, aside from the MGS2 demo, is probably best known for being really, really short. And that's actually why I run it. I bought this game, and I was really annoyed by how short it was, and that sort of got me thinking about just how short you could make it. And turns out you can make it pretty quick, hopefully. I hope to go quick today. So I've just been speeding through some of the early fights. You saw the first boss fight there against Viola 1. We threw her into the floor and stabbed her, and that was enough to just end the fight immediately. Throwing people into walls is really like obnoxiously precise, but if you can do it, you get a ton of damage off of it, so it's going to come into play in a couple of the boss fights later in the run as well.
We have shot down the enemy. We have obtained the passcode.
Aside from that, a lot of the combat's going to happen with the spin slash attack, which I don't think I've done yet, but you'll see it momentarily. Or actually, no, you won't, because we're going to go fight another boss fight, and we don't use spin slashes for that either, so you'll see later, trust me. But here's another boss fight. This guy is Tempest? Yeah, Tempest. He's a big jellyfish. I am trying to bait out his fire attack, but stay just out of range of it, and then spam these little small shots. That's his first phase, and for second phase, we can just get right up in his face and spam the charge shots. If you get too close to his face, oof, I was a bit too far. Damn, okay, well, we're taking a cycle here. I was supposed to kill him there, but I was a bit far away from his head, so he got me with one of his projectiles. If you're too close, then he does this horrible grab attack that takes forever. So I was trying to be a little bit careful. Anyway, he dead now. The structure for most of this game is that we've got this overworld that you fly around on, and there's different little sections of the city that you go to, and they change over time, and you have to do different objectives in them. It's not like a linear system. It's real weird is maybe the best way I could describe it. Get lucky here. Cool, thank you. Right there, I just made use of the commander system. That group of enemies had a key I needed to get this item, and one of them was a commander, which means that by killing that one first, all the others drop to 1 HP. There's some people over there calling for me to save them. I'm not going to save them. I'm just going to leave them for dead. That's going to happen a bunch throughout the game. I think there's like 5 instances, I want to say, where you can do a little side content and rescue some civilians. Like in Town 1 right there. You can see one of them's already dead, but I don't care. Just going to let everyone die. I have more important things to do, like shooting at these little vases. These are, what are they called? The porters, that's what they're called. And the trick to shooting porters is that you cannot target them. You just have to kind of be really good at manually aiming, which is not something this game was made for. Good RNG there. We can't interact with this box unless we're not in the middle of fighting anyone. And the way you escape from a fight is by getting them off your screen for 3 seconds. So if they just fly in front of your camera a whole bunch, there's really nothing you can do about that, and you can't interact with the box, and you'd have to go kill them, which is really slow. Making use of a small HD edition glitch here, at enough of a distance, our sniper shots can shoot through walls. So we can just shoot through the pillar there to shoot the targets on the other side of it without having to like wait for them to come around or anything. That's the only glitch we're going to use in the game though. Super minor. Wouldn't even notice it probably if I didn't point it out. Fun fact, you can almost use that glitch to skip the entirety of the next like 10 minutes of the game, but the angle just doesn't quite line up, which sucks. So next task, now that we've blown up that giant pillar, is we need to blow up the 2 power generators that are blocking the end of the game. The first one there has a wall in front of it that we can't pass through, so I'll need to get control of one of the enemy mechs to pass through it. Or I guess technically they're robots. I don't think there are other people in these, in the lore, the Deep Zone of the Enders lore. I'm going to do a whole bunch of things to eventually get control of one of these robots to pilot in there and destroy something. Heading back to Town 1 next. Oh, extra cutscene. There's cutscenes you need to skip literally every time you enter or exit anywhere on the map, and sometimes there's 2. I'm gonna try to shoot this guy before he sees me. I think I'm a little low. Yeah, that wasn't great. These enemies are the most annoying enemies in the whole game. They're just mummy heads, but the trick is they have these lasers, and because there's 3 of them, they'll actually stun lock you if you get hit by one of them. Even on easy, you can very easily die here. I did it in practice this morning, which is kind of scary. So the strat is to separate them by stabbing them a whole bunch, just to kind of split them apart so that they can't stun lock you. I don't want to get too far from their spawn though, because there's also enemy groups on the sides that I don't want to aggro. So that was like halfway decent. My health is still in the green, so that was good enough, I guess. I'm gonna go take out generator number 1 now. All of this is happening completely out of order, by the way. The game, as long as things are open, there's really no like there's no weird gating where they don't let you do things early. As long as the area is available, you can go do it. So the game hasn't really told us to do any of this stuff yet, and I'm just doing it all anyway because it happens to be available. But we're gonna go take care of EPS 1 now. This one doesn't have a microwave wall on it, so we can just go straight to the generator in the back. You can see what I mean about the spin slash being really good. The combat in this game pretty much entirely comes down to, aside from right there, that guy you can actually throw and stab pretty easily. But for the most part, the combat just comes down to input the spin slash and hope it connects and hope they don't block it like that. And that's Zone of the Enders 1 combat. Here's the generator. It's super weak. We can blow it up with literally the smallest projectile we have. Nice generator design there. And on the way out of EPS 1, I'm going to be grabbing an item off to the left. I actually autopilot this game so hard that I don't even remember what this is anymore. I think it's the Raptor control program, or one of the keys to it or something. What do we have here?
We have shot down the enemy.
Yeah, it's Raptor control. And we've previously gotten the keys to unlock that. Go, that guy was level 5, so we had a bunch of extra health. That's another one that we can just throw into the wall. I could have been doing that against all the enemies in this area, but they actually won't die to it. For some reason, only 2 of them have low enough HP that they'll die to it. It doesn't really correspond directly to what level they are, which is a bit strange. Gonna go pick up the Raptor though, and it's time for our regularly scheduled Metal Gear content, because we have a little mini stealth section here. So it's not really a stealth section, it's actually super free if you play on easy. but we're just trying to not get close to the squads there, and you have to kind of cut in between the two of them to avoid a fight. That was super good RNG as well, because I didn't get them destroying the buildings, so there wasn't an additional cutscene.
Battle position. We will cease battle position.
Sneak in there. Anyway, as you can see, I'm now controlling one of the enemies, and we can go straight through the wall. This enemy's moveset is total trash. These next 4 fights are some of the least consistent in the entire game. But basically the inputs are the same. It's instead of spin slash, you just have this horrible horizontal thing that takes forever to charge up and usually doesn't work. Come over here. We haven't been told to do this yet, but this is super important. This is the detector ability that lets us see invisible stuff. So there's some invisible porters. We need it to blow up a wall in a second here, and we also need it on our main mech in order to see some invisible enemies later on in the game. If it weren't for those invisible enemies and this wall, then we could just not have to go get that, and that'd be nice. But nah, the one invisible enemy group. Yeah, stabs are easier, a bit more consistent. Just a bit worse damage. Blow up that generator, and there we go. So we've now knocked out power to the entire colony. For those keeping track at home, we are ostensibly trying to save the colony. We've now destroyed one of the main support structures in that pillar. We've knocked out power to the security system. And I'm going to go ahead and pretty much detonate a bunch of bombs in the core later as well. So we're pretty much doing the worst possible job at saving the space colony. One last thing I have to do before I go progress to the new areas, though. I do have to go and kill the raptor that we were just controlling, because we need to get that detector program from it. You don't just, like, download that from it over the internet or something. It's like a physical thing that's now on that mech, and we have to fly all the way to the back to go get it off him. So thanks for the help, Raptor, but you gotta die now. Just kind of appears out of nowhere. Really? Thank you. We will need that for the invisible enemies in a couple of rooms from now. And now I can just very slowly leave. They don't let you just go exit area from menu when you're in these hallways. You have to get back outside. Now we can leave. So the end of the game is in there, Mountain 1. We were going to get shot down on the way there. Spoiler alert for 2 seconds from now. Yeah, there we go. Shot down. The enemy has installed a virus on my mech, and I need to go install Norton antivirus to get rid of it. So if you look at my health right now, it is stuck at 1 HP, so I better not get hit by anything. There's also like some visual bugs that appear, but they're so subtle that I think the stream encoding usually just eats them. But there's some weird like stuff it does with color crushing. So before we do anything else, the antivirus is in this cube. They make you fight this guy. Fortunately on easy, he's like the freest fight in the whole game because they really don't want him to kill you. If you play this on very hard, that's like a level 5 and it just immediately kills you every time. I can't remember if I still have a death there in my PB on very hard. I might. Actually, no, I don't. I remember now. But anyway. So we've got to get something to avoid having that guy just shoot us down again, who I didn't really show. But trust me, there was a boss fight who shot me down. And that's going to require 2 keys. Going to kill the 5S first, because 5S raptors can actually kill me. That's key number 1. Key number 2 is a bit of a meme. These are the invisible enemies we have to fight, and they're actually not even spawned in yet. We have to kill a completely different, unrelated group of enemies, which is this level 4 group here. And then these guys cause the ones with the key to appear. So I can actually kind of camp their spawn if I do this right. There we go. It's not who I wanted to hit with that, but that's fine. Have a charge shot ready and waiting for them as soon as they appear. And those guys have my other password. Obviously I know they're there, but if you don't have the detector program, you literally cannot fight them. It just doesn't let you do it. That's why we need that. Another porter section. I'm going to use the rest of my sniper rifle on this. Fortunately, the game has a huge amount of auto aim. That being said, I just totally whiffed a shot, so that's cool. Good.
Damage to the surroundings increasing due to battle.
Even without lock on, this usually isn't too bad, just because sniper auto aim is insane. I might get that encounter on the right though. Good, didn't get it. That opens up a box that is going to have ammo for the decoy, and the decoy I'm going to pick up in just a moment. Come on. Thank you. This is right next to where the vaccine for the virus was. Anyway, now we've got decoy. These are the only two sub-weapons we're gonna get in the whole game, because they're both required for story reasons. There's, I want to say 10 of them throughout the game, but yeah, only decoy and sniper rifle are required. Sniper for destroying the pillar, and decoy for this next boss fight. But it gives you decoy with no ammo, so here's the ammo box. This box wouldn't have been here if we didn't snipe the porters. Now we can go fight boss number 2. And this whole thing is kind of a completely arbitrary gate. They want you to use decoy to avoid its like giant laser attacks, but honestly the giant laser attacks don't do that much damage. So if we wanted to, we could just get hit by those. It'd be perfectly fine, we wouldn't die or anything. But as you can see here, until you've used decoy to avoid 2 of those attacks, the enemy is just gated at the end of its first phase. Just waiting, and there we go. For its second phase, we're just gonna slam right into his face, and there's a safe spot on his left arm. I might be a bit close in. Now we're good. And get some charge shots in, and then finish him off with the pea shooter. I was a bit off on my timing there. Had to run into his face a second time. And now we're at Mountain 1, so that was it for the overworld. We will not be going back there. The rest of the game is just linear. A bit more like Zone of the Enders 2. This reminds me of that Mars level. We're just flying through canyons for the next couple minutes.
We have shot down the enemy.
Fighting enemies that are weak enough to not really cause me any problems, but strong enough to be annoying still.
We have shot down the enemy. We will cease battle position.
This fight's got a commander, so we want to take care of that first. And then the other guys drop to 1 HP, and I can hopefully just hit them with the pea shooter. Yeah, come on, quit blocking.
We have obtained the Metatron ore. We will cease battle position.
I'm lucky on this fight. Nah, they split up too much. The 4 enemies at the start of this fight all appear like right on top of each other, so it's a pretty good potential fight for getting a double hit in. That's one of the good things about the spin slash. The hitbox extends behind you, so you can try to hit multiple enemies at once.
We will cease battle position.
Basically, whether or not you PB in this game, once you get good at it, comes entirely down to how many double hits you get, and nothing else matters. And I don't think I've gotten any yet, all games. That's awesome. That's pretty much par for the course.
We have obtained the Metatron ore. We will cease battle position.
One last group of enemies. This one's also got a commander. Oof, yeah, that's the attack they can kill me with. It actually didn't do that much there, but that attack can do like over half your health bar, and they can kind of just spam it sometimes. Anyway, boss number 3. I think 3-ish. This is Nebula. We start by getting right up in his face and spamming a bunch of small shots before he flies off. And that's pretty much going to be the strat for the first half of the fight. I'm hoping to get him in one cycle here once he comes back around. There's a bit of a trick to it though, which is that he's going to shoot these projectiles that are not really meant to miss me. So in addition to staying close to him and shooting him a bunch, I'm trying to... Okay, it didn't really come up there. I'm trying to avoid those. And I kind of did. They like didn't target me. That was very strange. Normally those are a lot more homing, and I just end up in a weird loop with them where they're like flying in circles around me, and I'm flying in circles while shooting the boss. But anyway, this we have to do in 2 cycles. I'm just waiting for him to come down, and then when he tries to slap me, I can cancel the slap with a well-timed shot to the face. And then he exposes his butt, and then we just shoot him in the butt. This is a weird position. Okay, we're fine. And he's dead. I try to get him off screen to minimize lag, but I don't think it even really matters. On 360 at least. I think on PS3 you save several seconds there with lag reduction strats. Ugh, bad start. So this is the hardest boss in the game. This is Viola 2, I think? Yeah, this is the second time we've fought her. She is pretty evil. What we're gonna try to do is get her into a grab and throw loop. And she is going to resist that as much as possible. Come on. Come on. Oh boy. There we go. Nope. It's not going to do the extra damage. Okay, well, this is super bad, as you can see. Oh man, that was kind of clutch. Yeah, that fight requires a lot of practice. I did a couple of those, but that fight is kind of scary. Anyway, we out of there. So this is the last section of normal enemies in the game. I'm not trying to kill these guys right now because I need their health. Because as I alluded to earlier, I have no interest in defusing these bombs the correct way. I'm just going to do that. This is something that only works on easy, but the bombs don't do enough damage to kill you. So if you have a bunch of health, then you can afford to just intentionally face tank the bombs. I no longer have enough health to do that though, so that sucks. Oh wait, yes I do. Someone gave me an RNG drop. Thank you. I know which groups of enemies in this section of the game have healing on them, but in addition to that, like I knew that guy was gonna full heal me, but in addition to that, you can sometimes get RNG drops off of them. Like this 5S I can just kill right now because I know he doesn't have any health anyway. Come on, target the bomb. Thank you. You don't want to be shooting those lasers. There we go, and then this is the last enemy. He is the highest level enemy in the game, but he's kind of exploitable, and in all difficulties you can just stab him in the back a whole bunch and he doesn't really cause too many problems. Anyway, final boss time. This is Zombie Neith or Viola 4 or something. Viola 3? I don't know. She is much easier to get in the throw loop, although as I say that, I am totally screwing it up. Yeah, there we go. You kind of pin her against that wall, and then as she escapes from the wall, that's punishable. But that was the final boss. The game's gonna be over in like 55-ish seconds from now. Anubis can't kill me. I can't kill Anubis. We're just gonna chill. Anubis, in all of his wisdom, is not able to figure out how to get around this wall, actually. So if we just chill right here, he can't get me. But even if I did come out, like, he can't hit me or anything. He can't kill me. He'll do a bunch of damage, but he can't finish the job. He's also capable of clipping through this wall. But yeah, this is the exciting way the game ends. The main antagonist shows up, and then you just leave. It's 15 seconds from here, and I'll call time. And time. Of course, we attempted to defeat him by literally just nuking the entire colony, so good job, Leo. You did it. You saved the colony. Mission accomplished. In the grand tradition of MGS games, Here's our play time. The in-game timer is totally borked. Lots of E ranks because I didn't save anybody. Overall evaluation E. Too bad. Anyway, that is... Yeah, go ahead.
Tapioca, thank you for the Zone of the Ender run. GG's. We will take a short intermission, and we will be right back continuing the MGS2 20th anniversary with Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes by Nick R.P. Green. Be right back.